Hello, welcome to Civish Passion. Hope you all are fine today. As you all know, VS2017 has landed in the market. I hope you have already grabbed your copy and started doing something in VS2017. So I have created an application in VS2017 which is basically a WPF application, and I have run our application here. I have placed a three button over here, and it's just make an error, load all, and null error. As of now, I'm gonna go click the load all, which will actually bring all the customer details from a list and bind it to this grid. I'm gonna click here. So the debugger hit here, as I had placed a debugger here. Now you might have already seen a green color icon which is carrying through each line when I am hovering over each line of code, right? On the left side of here, we are able to see a green color icon, right? And what this button will do is, if you hover over that button, it says the tooltip, in the tooltip it says run execution to here. So if I'm clicking this button in this line, actually this debugging will be carried over to the next line, the line which I'm just clicking, in which I'm just clicking this run to execution here button. So I'm gonna click this button in this line, DG all in 36 line. It is line. Just let's go and click that. So at the moment when I click that button in the next line, the debugging, the execution is already been in the line, right? So I click the run to execution button here, and so the execution carried over to this line. So this run to execution button is brand new, available in VS2017 in all versions. What this will do is it will just enable the execution to any other line, in which line of execution you are clicking that button. This will actually help the developer who is more into debugging and all. As we all know, the debugging is a heavy task, and it needs a lot of time, right? After this VS2017 release, we are no longer required to put a debugger or any temporary debugger. Like if you are in a loop, you maybe need to find out what is the value in a loop a custom variable will get, right? So this run to execution button will help you to put it temporary debugger, or any line of code. You can place the you can avail the execution without even putting a debugger. So that will do, and as of now I'm just gonna go and click the continue. So I got this grid with the data. Now I'm gonna click that again. As of now I'm just going to click a debugger. I'm going to click the load all. So again we got a debugger here. So we got a execution to this line. I'm going to check the what exactly we have written in this build customer function. I'm going to the definition, and here I'm just manually creating the customer objects, right? As of now I'm just gonna go click this button inside of this loop. Here in this loop I had given a condition like I less than 5. So this execution will be happening till I is less than 5. So most probably 4, right? Yeah, it's 4. So this execution will be happening 5 times, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, the I value now is 0. When I click this execution button again, 1, Now it's true. Sorry, I'm done. 3, 4. The next value of I is 5. So 5 less than 5 is never be true, right? It's always false. So at the moment when I click here, it will actually come out of this loop and it will just show the value. As since I didn't have a breakpoint any other line of code. Boom. The grid came up. Another interesting factor is if I click load all again and if I click continue, it actually remember the position where I have clicked run to execution. I had placed a run to execution button here, right, before in the previous execution. So it actually remembers where exactly we have clicked that button. I hope as a developer you love that feature. I love that. Now, our next button we have make an error. As the name implies, it will actually make an error. Let's go and see what error it's actually throwing out. So I'm just creating a error like make file does not error. And this error, as you can see it here, system.io.file not found exception could not find the file file.txt. So I'm not containing this file.txt file in my F drive. So that's why it's this stream reader is throwing this error. Could not find a file. The important thing here to notify is the brand new exception handler window, which is draggable, resizable, and even if this exception handler is open, we can still place and we can still scroll our code, which if these options were not available in the lower version of VS20 Visual Studio till VS2015. So in till VS2015 we had an exception handler window which is not trackable and not resizable. But in VS2017 this window is brand new and the visual design is everything is changed, which is quite cool. We can always pin this. If you pin this, it will just go to the default option, default place where it actually raised. You can resize this. Even if you close this, you can always open it with the close button, which was already available in a lower version of VS Visual Studio till VS 2015. So this is a brand new exception handler window. Another thing is if you click a view details button, which will open the old fashioned quick fetch window where you can see your inner exception by looping through and everything, every information available for that particular kind of error. You can always copy details, and there is a button called exception settings. What that will do is you can always edit your conditions, like which can happen only if it throws from this particular DLL or if it's not from this particular DLL and all. We have a checkbox here, break when this exception type is thrown except when thrown from WPF app VS2017.exe. Now if you have already set here, now open exception settings by click on this link. It will actually show you here module name not equal WPF app VS2017.exe, which is our app name. We can always edit these conditions or you can remove that, and everything you have an option to do everything. You can edit condition, remove condition, restore the list to the default settings. If you click that, it will just restore whatever the details which was having earlier. As of now, I'm just going to click close, and I'm gonna go run again. So we have another button called null error. This will actually makes a null error. I'm just going to click that. So in this private method, I'm just creating a customer object and I'm just making that object null, and I'm going to take a, I'm trying to get the property of that variable. I know it doesn't make any sense, but just for throwing the null reference error, I just created this code. So the error we have got here is object reference not set to an instance of an object. This kind of error occurs when we are trying to access a property of an object which actually is null. So as we have already assigned null value to this object, we are getting this error. But maybe you have already noticed something here. VS2017 is already saying that which object is null, right? In our case, it is CST. CST was null. So, if you are in a situation like you are using enough chaining functions like a dot b dot c dot d and so on. So, in that case, it will be very tough to find which object is null and all, right? So in VS2017 we have an option which object it will just throw you, which will just give you an information like which object is null as the error get. So CST was null in our case. This will definitely help many of the developer, as we have always uh, we always got this kind of error, object reference set to an instance of an object, when we're trying to access a property of a null objects and all. We do that. So VS2017 will give you that information, which is much needed for every developer. I love this feature a lot. Now I'm going to show you another feature, which is attached process. This attached process feature is available from the lower version of Visual Studio, but Microsoft have recently changed something in that attached window. I'll just go and show you that. As of now, I'm just going to run our application, which is WPF app VS2017. I have run that. Now I'll just click on load error, which will give you the list of customers which we have already created. But the moment you click load all, the breakpoint doesn't hit, right? Even if you have placed a debugger here, but it doesn't hit because it's not attached. So to attach, we will have to go to the debug menu and click attached process. Wait. In the new attached process window, we have a filter box like search box where we can search for our process. In our case, it's WPF, right? WPF app VS2017 exe. So when I search for the WPF, our process came up, right? So this is our process. I'm just going to attach that. For attaching, just select the process and click attach. Now it is attached. To just make sure it is attached, I'm just going to click the load error button, load all button again, which will give you the debugger here. So the one change is the filter box in attached window, and there is another thing. I'll just show you that. As of now, I'm just going to close this app, or I'm just going to stop this. Our application is still running, and I'm going to attach that process again. But wait, have you seen a reattached process menu here, which wasn't available just few seconds ago? So what this button will do is, it will just attach the process which you were just recently ran. So in our case, we were running our application few seconds ago and we just stopped it. But still, if you want to attach it again, you don't need to search for that process again. Just click this reattached process will do and it will attach the process. Just go and see that. I'm going to click reattach to process now. Boom. It is attached, right? Now if you go and click the load all, we'll get the debugger here. We'll get the run execution here. Now, you might be thinking in your mind like, what will happen if you have multiple instances of your application? How the attached to process window select which one I need? So we will have the solution for that. As of now, I'll just close all the instances of my application and I'm going to create two instances of my application. So there are two, right? Now I'm just going to click debug and reattach. I'm going to click reattach to process window again. This will actually give you the list of the process name WPF app VS2017.exe. So you, as a user, you will have the privilege to select which one you need to be attached. So if the process name is same but the process ID is always different, so you'll have the option to select which one is to be attached. In my case, I'm just gonna go and click the process ID 14580. Click attach. It is attached. So these are all the new debugging features available in VS2017 for a server-side language developer like C#, VB.NET and all. But there are few features available for a JavaScript developer too. That is for the debugging, Chrome debugging feature. For that, I have just created an application. It will make sense if we have a particular page and JavaScript file, right? Just to show the demo, I have just created an HTML file here, and we have a javascript.js file here. In the javascript.js, I created 2 lines of code. It's nothing but just creating a date variable, and I'm just going to show that variable in my console. So as we are going to see a new Chrome debugging tool available in VS2017, I'm going to run our application in Google Chrome. The moment you run our application in Google Chrome, you will get a pop-up like this: Chrome script debugging in Visual Studio is enabled. It says you can always set the breakpoint in JavaScript or TypeScript in Visual Studio. It actually automatically breaks on script errors. Opening a developer tool in Chrome stops the script debugging session which you are having in your Visual Studio. The moment I load the application, I got the debugger here. In previous version of VS2015, this option was not available, as this option is only meant for IE, Internet Explorer, where we used to put a debugger and run our application, and we can always get the debugger in our Visual Studio, which makes the debugging easier. But There are quite a few developers who are passionate or who always run their application in Chrome. But for those developers, Microsoft have released this feature in with VS 2017, where you can always create a debugger as you used to do it in IE, and like I just did here, I just clicked F9, or you can always click here for the debugger, and you can always use the tool shortcut like F9, F10, F11. As of now, I'm just going to click F. So we got the debugger here. The moment you click continue or click F5, it will just write the value in our console. You are here at Sibish Passion with the date and time. So to enable this feature, you will have to go to Tools, Options. Now in the search box given, type Chrome, and under Debugging General, you will have the option called Enable JavaScript Debugging for ASP.NET Chrome and IE. So if this option is enabled, you will always be able to debug in Visual Studio even if you run your application in Chrome. If it is disabled, you will no longer able to. That I will leave it as enabled. I'm gonna click OK. Try this in your home with your brand new VS 2017. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe if possible. Thanks so much. Have a great day.